Welcome, Scorpio. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, getting ready to do your full moon and Leo reading on the 1st of February. A number of planets are being highlighted, much of which the whole planet is resonating to this energy of Neptune moving into areas as I speak, allowing us to access our dreams, our potential, particularly our dreams for world peace, unity, connection, deep connection to all members. And Saturn moving into the same degree, 0 degrees Aries, in the middle of February, giving us the tools to build and to concretize, to make our desires and our dreams real in the real world. What is capturing my attention is Uranus moving direct in Taurus, where it has been for a while, in your opposite sign. The planet of revolution is helping us, encouraging us to make the necessary changes we know we must make within our lives, within ourselves, and in the world, gently, respectfully, with kindness towards ourselves, with humor, with lightness, uh, understanding that our authenticity is something that cannot be manufactured. So this is really about tapping into ourselves as a source of love and contribution to the planet. And I have as your overall energy for this reading the 9 of Jades. Obviously, these cards are quite dog-eared. I've had them for many, many, many years. And there's no way that they are no longer in stock. They're out of print. What is in print is a much smaller and less interesting card than these. So the 9 of Jades is highlighting your independence. And something is telling me that you are in a place where you are contemplating the value of your independence in a relationship. You may be negotiating that or uh, considering balancing out the option to focus upon your independence or to engage in relationship in a more comprehensive and emotional way. I do think that you understand independence to be one of your strong suits because of the power of your ability to face down fear and difficult things that make other people uncomfortable. In fact, in some ways, this is talking about your leadership in relationships, particularly in relationships where you are closely bonded with another individual, another loved one of any sort, a relative, a friend, a lover. You hold a standard of independence that allows you to stay in integrity. And that is key and critical to not only the ability to sustain healthy relationships, but to keep a clear eye on the work that you are connected to do in the world. From the Egyptian sacred animal, I pulled the donkey for you. Number 30 reduces to number 3, the Empress card, the card of empowered productivity with love, from a place of love, from a place of source, really. And I'm going to read to you from the guidebook what the donkey says. The key words: humility and patience. In ancient Egypt, the donkey is an animal of great practical and symbolic importance. It's sacred to Set, the god of chaos and storms, and it embodies the duality of life, representing both the uncontrollable forces of nature and strength, endurance, and the ability to work hard. The donkey encourages you to persevere and face challenges with determination. Known for its humility, patience, and simplicity, its presence invites you to be humble in your actions and patient with others in difficult situations. It suggests you simplify your life and focus on the essentials. If you're going through a period of significant change, the energy of the donkey protects you and guides you to overcome it with simplicity, helping you to balance the positive and negative aspects of the situation. And from the soul's journey, you have success. I know that there's no greater goal than to love. It's interesting because part of the images that have shown up are really talking about your ability to channel your powerful strength into a contribution that you are making to the world. It's as though you are gathering your resources, including your relationships, to do the work, do the work in a better, more focused, and more purposeful way. In the 10th house, the house of your place of belonging in the world, the warrior of swords, or the knight of swords, is showing you that you are challenging the status quo in terms of where you belong, where you fit. I think you're finding that your contribution outsizes your particular profession or career. What you have to offer spills out into new and unexpected ways that you believe are important to understanding the options and alternatives that we have in the world. That there are ways that you help to challenge your and others' assumptions about the way things are, what the status quo is. And that encourages you to apply your strengths, your leadership, and your focus, your ability to concentrate into those areas where you're finding greater connection to the expertise that you've developed over the years. In the first house, the Eight of Jades is describing your work ethic. You have a phenomenal ethic of work. You have gained independence as a result of your persistence, your focus, your dedication, your loyalty to constant improvement, constant growth, to crafting your expression in a way that is literally impeccable. You understand that the better work you do, the better person you are. And this is important. Of course, it works both ways, but this is important to you because productivity is the key. And that is taking me back to the donkey card where the number 3, 30, reducing to 3, is the number of the Empress. And people certainly always think of the powerful empowerment of a source when they think of the Empress, but that source is meaningful in terms of the phenomenal productivity of someone who is in such natural alignment with the energies, the resources, the relationships, and the people around them. So this, it feels like a very high attunement to your environment and the potentials that you see and are able to coax out magically. And I use the word magically very advisedly, and always think back to my art school training that great work is the result of 99.9% of effort. Effort is what creates great things, and that magic is in the consistency of your work ethic. In the 4th house, the house of your home, your foundation, the Lord of Staffs, the King of Wands here is about your mastery of your creative flow, your creative abilities. You are not only a master of your expressive craft, but you inform, you lead, and inspire others. This is important because you're not looking to ways to channel this energy exactly. I believe that in channeling this energy, you are finding more and more connections in your outer world, more and more places that need your ability to make connections to other organizations, potential partners, networks of organizations, that there's a way that you are providing an expertise in terms of your research, your ability to market, to distribute information, to give it out, to inform people of a vast network of wisdom that you are channeling through your expressive work, your expression. In the seventh house of significant others, the nine of staffs. Boy, certainly you water signs have been working very hard at a particular passion, effort, or something that you are building, a creation. You have been working at it for a long time, I dare say for many of you, your entire lives, and you have never given up. You are undoubtedly a bit worse for wear because of the effort taken, the amount of dedicated and concentrated effort that you pour into this consistently. You are absolutely at the top of your game. It has little, if nothing, to do with success and renown. It has everything to do with the way in which you learn to master the process of your creative expression and the way that you include others in that. You're able to work with anyone who shares your vision, and you know that you are close to a particular success of some sort. You can feel it, despite how many times you've been knocked down, how many ways people have told you that it's over for you, that it can't happen. You know in your bones that you're very close to a unique achievement. If this reading is resonating for you, Scorpio, please like this video, subscribe to my channel, Pacific Tarot. I appreciate all of you. I love the comments that you leave, so feel free to drop a comment for me. And I'm going to now clarify, the cards that I have laid out. So the Eight of Jades is clarified by the Ten of Swords. The Lord of Staffs is clarified by the Strength card. And let's give these a little bit more of a shuffle here. The Two of Cups is clarified by the Nine of Staffs. And the Sun card is clarifying the Servant or Page of Swords. So, starting with the first house, your perspective, your energy, your approach to everything on the day-to-day. The Eight of Jades is clarified by the King of Swords. So, not only do you work hard, but you do so strategically. This means you're consistent, and all of your efforts are moving in the direction of growth, of the pursuit of truth, particularly the pursuit of justice. Everything you create, every stage of your creation is vetted by others as a way of understanding the relevance of your experience to theirs, so that you are deeply tapped into this idea of authenticity, your particular experience, your particular process. This is something you feel authoritative enough about to be able to provide this method, this model to others. You are a font of new ideas and openness to that, a place and an opportunity to debate that and really pursue the relevance of all new information and ideas as applied to what you do day after day. I'm feeling a really profound intellectual approach many of you have taken. Many of you are academics that continues to spur you on no matter how long you've been doing whatever it is you're doing. There's almost a renewal of interest in the way ideas are being formulated anew. In the fourth house, the Lord of Staffs is clarified by the Strength card. Yeah, you've been hanging in here for a very, very long time. You've been doing the work of becoming better at what you do long before any attention was received, long before you were acknowledged, long before you committed yourself to whatever practice this is. It feels like a particular expressive or creative practice that you are pursuing and that you have worked very tirelessly at, and really explains this energy in your approach, in your perspective, your daily mundane attitude is one of, I can't give up because I have so much within me. There's so much more to share, to know, to give, that I simply must focus on channeling that into concrete and productive roles, opportunities, creations, products that others can see and interact with. I cannot stop myself. And this is what makes you, in many ways, a leader to others, an inspiration to others. This inability to stop doing what you're doing and to understand that what you're giving to, not only in satisfying your own creative urge, but in giving to the world, is this ability to model authenticity to those who have yet to find their strength, their voice, their language, their words, their talent or gift. In the seventh house of significant others, the Nine of Wands is clarified by the Two of Cups. This is a consistent message for a lot of people. You've been working really hard at the relationship with yourself, understanding that this is the frame for all of your relationships. As you improve your relationship to self, your honesty, your respect for your needs and your desires are forefronted. You are never willing to give up on improving your condition, on your self-talk for many of you, on the way you articulate what you need and who you are. You understand and are committed to the growth process, the growth method, the teaching and growing as a dynamic that is healing. And you not only internalize that process for yourself, but you model it for others, you share it for others. And certainly in the way that I learned much about metaphysics, the idea was that something had to be repeated a number of times to be real. Because of the number of planets, aspects, and interrelationships they have with one another, there is literally almost a tendency to anything in any chart. We all have all planets, and thus we all have potentials in all arenas. However, when something is repeated, it has to be repeated quite a few times. This is what tends to emerge as a lived experience. And for you, this idea of sharing your process of self-respect, self-love, uh, and being in healthy, productive relationships that uplift and support all members in that relationship is something that you cannot stop from giving yourself passionately to. This is a passion that exceeds your ability to, you can control it. You certainly are able to strategize your employment of these gifts, but you can't stop loving. It's just not, you're not able to stop loving. And as a result of that, you continue to grow in your relationships and welcome new relationships that truly match who you are. In the 10th house, the servant or the warrior of swords, the knight of swords, is clarified by the sun. Yeah, it's feeling like spreading the word, whatever that means to you, sharing your process, sharing your gift, sharing the way that you channel your expression, makes you extremely happy. That you're a teacher at some very basic level. Your world, your life, your language is everything to your liberation. And you feel truly liberated when you can share this with others. It lights up and inspires others. It reminds them of what a beautiful and abundant planet we live in and the joy that's associated with that. To close out this reading, in the final act, I'm going to pull a rest card. And these cards are, I think they're officially called the Nap deck, but I've had them for some time, and I think they're incredibly useful at a time of so much instability, right? As that jumps out. And they are rather stiff, so I'm going to give them a good turn here. And what comes up is I am magical and divine. And I'm going to read the back of this card. You are exhausted physically and spiritually because the pace created by the system is for machines and not a magical and divine human being. Your body has information to share with you, but you must slow down to receive it. There is power in knowing you are enough right now and always. Thank you so much, Scorpio. Please like this video again, subscribe to my channel, and until next time, namaste.